everyone, it's Desiree. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I wanted to go over some sticker hacks, some little tricks, some sticker surgery, if you haven't heard that little phrase. But yeah, I'm going to go over some of the little hacks that I do to some of my stickers. And first thing I'm going to share though is a lot of this has to do, a lot of this involves a pair of scissors, which I don't really have super nice scissors. I sometimes just buy scissors because I think they look cute. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I have a couple other pairs. So you don't have to have expensive scissors, but especially since you are cutting stickers and they do get all gunked up with the sticker residue. So that's the first thing I'm going to do right now is clean my scissors because, oh my goodness, I haven't cleaned these things in forever and I have sticker pieces all over here. So I try to get most of this stuff off that I can, but it's still gonna have a lot of gunk that when I'm cutting, sometimes when I'm cutting into a new sticker, it'll get caught up onto the, especially clear, I've noticed clear stickers, and it'll kind of bunch it up a little bit. So you definitely want to make sure your stickers are clean. Right now I can feel all the stickiness on the sides. So what I've been using, which I'm pretty sure you can use, there's a bunch of different methods. The method that I like to use is just to use some Goo Gone because, you know, it's meant to get rid of adhesive type of stickiness off of things. So I'm just going to use this real quick with a little cotton swab. Open this up if I can. Okay, it's got, of course, that child-proof lock. All right, and then I'm just going to, maybe I'll do it on the rough side so I can really clean these off. Yeah, so I'm just gonna pass this along a couple times, get that gunk off of these, so then I will be able to do this little tutorial video. It's super easy. I can already feel most of it gone. I still have a few bits left, so I'm just gonna continue cleaning these off and then I will get to my sticker tricks. Alright, so no more stickiness on here. They are all nice and clean and ready to go. Also in this video you do get to enjoy the lovely sounds of the neighbors and their weed whacker. So yeah, that's fun. I actually could use some of this on my table because I have, yeah, this stuff works so nice to get rid of these because I have sticker residue on my table. So I'm just gonna use this to clean up my table, which I haven't done in a while. All right, so this stuff, I believe I got this at Michael's or a store. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon, but it's just called Goo Gone. Love having that. It's also good to use to take off the price tags off of glass, things that it sticks to and it's hard to get off. Definitely recommend getting some of that and just having it. It's handy, not just for planning stuff, but just in general. All right, so the first thing I wanted to go over is my favorite way to cut up stickers is really to get a lot of use out of maybe not a lot of stickers that I have that coordinate. For instance, these stickers right here. I only have a couple of these pieces, which I feel 3 pieces, I mean, it's okay. But if you really wanted to stretch the amount of stickers that you have, definitely cutting these will make that a possibility. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get this off. Okay. So for me, I normally wouldn't put this huge piece of sticker on a spread unless it's on the corner over here. But another great way to do it is just to cut it in half or cut it not exactly in half, but you can cut it off centered a little bit like that. Oops. And then you have 2 pieces, so that way you can really get a lot more of this around the spread. So I could put one over here on this side. Sorry, I'm ripping all my stickers. Okay, you put one over there and then you can stick one over here. And now that sticker has given you 2 areas instead of 1 to go around the spread. So usually when it comes to florals, I tend to always kind of cut them unless I'm clustering them, but I love cutting them because you just get a lot more out of them. Over here, if I was to put this on a corner, would cut this over here, and then I would see, like, is this something that I can use in another spot? Like maybe, like you can add it up here, kind of make this a little bit different over here on this side. You can kind of play around with it and see if it'll work in another spot. And then I'll have this piece. And you can even put this down here to make it a little bit more on this side. This one I probably would cut out the blue like this, and you can layer this like underneath here. So really get a lot of use out of what you have. And I was able to take 2 stickers and fill 3 areas on the spread instead of 2. So look at your stickers, see how you can cut them if you can cut them, and then kind of stretch them around the spread a little bit more, so that way you get more use out of them. Another thing I like to hack to cut up, or if I have quotes that have a decorative sticker with them. So usually I wouldn't use them like this. You totally can if you like. But sometimes I like just having this floral part on its own. And see, this one's already cut, kind of like how I cut those. So I can use that separately. And then I have this quote that I can use on its own as well. You know, stick it over here. I could stick it over here. I'll stick it over here. I usually stick quotes on like this on the sidebar. And then you can use this flower on its own. I know this isn't going to match, but this is just for examples. And then you can use it separately like that. There's a lot of different stickers that I've found that are like that. So for instance, this one, say maybe this color scheme doesn't work for the spread I'm using, but I like this quote. You just cut this up, and clear stickers are the easiest to hack because it doesn't matter how you cut it. You're not going to see, like if you cut it not nicely, you're really not going to see it compared to like if it's a paper sticker. So these are a lot easier to cut up, and then you can just stick this separately on its own, and then you can save that for another spread. You want to maybe save that for another spread that'll kind of fit the theme better. This is another thing that I would cut up because for me, I like to do bucket lists. And I like to have, like, if, say one of the bucket list items is to make a pie. I like to have a picture of the pie, and then I'll write the bucket list item. So I would separate these. Instead of using it with the quote that says sweet as pie, I would use it separately. And then I usually get like a box. Let me get a box. Actually, I have a box. So this is another little sticker hack that I do. This has to do, I'll go back to that pie, but this has to do with the monthly boxes. I have a lot of these monthly boxes which have the corner notch right here. This is meant to go on a monthly spread, and that's why there's a little notch right here. For me, I never use these in my monthly. I don't know why. I just never do. I just like using regular size boxes instead of having this little tab up on the top. So if you're like me and you don't really use these in your monthly, and you kind of want to try to incorporate them just into your regular spread, I would just cut the top part off right here. So now I have kind of like a little header, which is nice, but then I also have a box. So now I can use the box the regular way that I normally do in a spread, like that. Again, if I was doing like a bucket list item, I would use this next to it, and then I would write like make a pie. So that's how I would use like a decorative sticker that I cut like a quote from. And then this little reminder, you can use it as a header somewhere else on the page like that. You could do some bullet points underneath there, so you have 2 stickers now instead of the 1 that you initially had from that one set. The thing I like to do is I like to take stickers that are a certain size and make them smaller. So I have this sidebar type sticker. It's not going to fit over here because I put this big quote right here, but I do want to put this on the sidebar. So what I would do is I would cut the bottom over here. This has grid lines, so I do try to follow, like go in the middle of the grid line, not directly on it, because I don't want to cut through any of the actual like horizontal lines. So I'm going to go right in between the grid and have like a little bottom part. And then I would get, okay, I have this little board. This little board helps me a lot. And then I would get a piece of wax paper. Okay. This board, I like this board because it is a cutting mat and it's also magnetic, so I can, this will hold this piece here so I don't have to worry about it moving. And then I would take this, put this down here. It also has little lines, but I always forget to use the lines. And then I'm gonna figure out like, okay, how small do I need to make this for it to fit here? So I feel like if I go to this line, I should be good. So I'm going to try to piece it back together to make it look somewhat uniform. It doesn't have to be perfect though. I mean, it's so, yeah, the grid lines are so small that you can't really tell. All right, so I pieced it back together. Now I'm just going to cut along this line to get rid of the bottom portion like that. And now I have a shorter little box that'll fit in here now. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. It kind of fits perfectly, very nicely in here. I still have the checklist. I have the functional little grid section, and it's really hard to notice like that I pieced it together on the bottom. That's why I try to cut in the bottom, because if you cut in the middle section, then you will notice it when you're writing. Sometimes I don't write all the way to the bottom when I have these long checklists, so I feel like that's, for me, that's a good space to cut. So yes, change the size of those. Another thing I like to change the size of is sometimes some sticker books, they only give you a few options of boxes, of like sizes of boxes. So for instance, like this book right here, which was Playful Tile, all of the boxes that look like this were the same size. For me, I like to have various different sizes around this spread. Usually, like, I try to not have like 2 of these same size ones right next to each other, or if I'm layering 2 of these, I definitely, for me, I don't like layering the same exact size. I like there to be like some differences, so I would layer these 2 together instead of these 2 together. So basically the same little trick that I did here, and I would just pick one of these. Like, I'm going to leave one of these as it is, and then I'm going to cut another one so that way it's a little bit smaller. So I would take this one, I would do the same thing, kind of go right above this line. Like, I don't want to cut into this line, but just right above it, so that way I'm more in the white space that I'm cutting on the bottom. So I have like just a little bit of white space that I have left on that side, and then I'm going to make it a smaller size. And then again, you can make it any size you want when you do this little trick. I'm gonna make it, I feel like this is kind of like half the size. Piece it back together. I feel like if you did this yourself, you might be able to get it to line up better than I am, because I can't really see it very well the way that I film, but I think that's pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna cut this, trim the bottom part the same way I did the other one, like that. And I got a smaller box. For me, again, I just like the look of this type of layering where there's 2 different sizes, and then you can put that on the spread. Now you got 2 different sizes. I've noticed that a lot of the times they do have the same boxes repeated over and over and over again, and if I'm trying to use the same book, it's really hard for me because I like to use different sizes. So this little trick has helped for me to be able to use coordinating looking boxes and just make them any size that I want. So yeah, I love that little hack. It's one of my favorites. All right, and then another thing, say if you find like a double box like this would be a perfect box to like make into 2 boxes. Like say you just want a colorful box and you like this quote, I would totally cut this up. Now for this one, I think I might use my X-Acto knife and a ruler, or like a straight type of edge. Like I can use this washi cutter from Live Love Posh. And then again, I'm using this board because it's magnetic. This is holding it down, so I don't have to worry about it really moving a lot. And then this, I'm going to kind of eyeball it and just kind of match up the size. And then hold this down and just press down. This is why I like doing this on the wax paper and on this cutting board, because I can really press down. I know I got a good cut because it did go through all the way. And then now I have a box and I have a quote. Now this is another thing too where I don't know, I usually wouldn't layer these together, but you could always cut off a little bit at the top, a little bit here. Again, you can use the X-Acto knife, but I'm just going to cut a little bit here and a little bit here to make it a different size. Like that. And then I would layer these together. It's always like more visually interesting when you have layered stickers like that. So I was able to take that double box and make it into more of a layered look on this side. It doesn't take as much room, but it's still the same effect. I mean, you do lose a little bit of space writing. If I would have layered it the other way where the box is on top and then I have the quote here, you could save on space here. But I like the way the layered looks and I don't mind losing space for that, like writing space for that. Another thing is if you have stickers with like weird little shapes. I always run into that problem that I have stickers like these where they're not my favorite kind of shapes. I like more like boxes or like circles. This is like rounded on the corners and then a little straight edge over here. And I don't really like this lettering maybe, or I don't really want like that thick look right there. I just want a little box. You can cut off the to-do. I probably would do this with the X-Acto knife, but actually that's not too bad. Like that, and then you can just have a box instead of a to-do. So then you can layer this over here. You can put it over here. You can put wherever you want. I'll just layer it here like that. This is another one that you can cut too. I would just trim to get rid of the little down arrow, and then you just have a tiny little box like this, which is really cute. So yeah, look at your sticker, see if there's things that if you don't like certain things on the sticker that you can cut down. That's always a good way to hack your stickers. Here's another sticker that, say I don't need this long list of things to do. Maybe I just need 3, I'll say 4 checklists. So I'm going to cut this down. And I'm just going to make this into 4 on this side. And I can use this. I'm sorry, this spread. This spread isn't meant to look pretty. It's just meant to put the examples down. So now I have this over here. I could also use this over here on this side too. I believe this sticker book, I think it was Wild Styled, didn't have a lot of this type of print in the book. Sometimes they do that too. They'll put like a print that I really like and I want to use, but then there's no other sticker that matches it. So if you're able to cut it up and you're able to put part of it over here on this side and part of it over here on the other side, that helps to make it more cohesive, the spread. Because I always like to have like if I have this pattern over here, I want to have it over here on this side in some way. So that's another way to kind of stretch it across the spread. All right, and then another thing, so I have this this like geometric pattern. you could totally cut these up. This is another way to stretch, because this is another sticker that they only put one of in a book. So I would cut this up. They like doing that for some reason. I would cut this. And then you can use these around this spread to layer on top of. I like using these as like a little background, and then you can layer a box on top of it, like so. You can use this one to layer over here. So you have like the black stripes on this side, and then layer that on top. Again, just trying to get that pattern around the spread a little bit more. And then another thing, I really like this quote, but I feel like it's way too big. It's way too big for here, so I probably would never use it on a sidebar. It's way too big for here. There's so much space, I feel like, that is being wasted. So what I would do, I'm actually going to do it on this side. I will cut this up, which is going to take time. Like the quote says, take time to be proud of how far you've come. And then you can piece them back together. Thankfully, these are all clear, so you're able to do that very easily. But I can really reduce the amount of space I'm taking up with this quote by cutting it up and just piecing it back together. This one definitely is a little bit more tedious, but if you're like me and you like just doing things for the end result, even not even caring like how long it takes, then you'll totally get where I'm coming from with this sticker hack. And I didn't really line it up. I'm kind of lining it up more on the edge than on the middle. That's another thing that you can change to when you're putting it back together. All right, so I got take time to be proud of how far you've come. So it definitely took up less space. I believe it was like more this size, and now it fits within these sections. Another one, like this one's a little bit easier. Like say you don't want kindness counts on top of each other. I usually like quotes that are long and thin. So you take this one. I'll do it on this side. And you can put it horizontally along the line, like that. That's something I definitely would do for like a monthly spread, because I like using just long, thin quotes on the monthly. Whenever there's a circle sticker, I always look to see if I'm able to cut this at like a straight edge, like one side. I think this one I can get away with cutting an edge like this, so that way I can layer it over here on the corner like that. I like that look where it looks like it's underneath, but it's not. It's always nice to cut a little side and cluster that together with some boxes. Another thing that I like to, I think I always try to cut these up, are any type of like confetti, sprinkles, or any kind of clusters like these leopard little spots. I try to see if I can cut them up, like where I can cut it, so I can get two pieces. So for here, I think I would cut over here in this section, cut around a little bit. Now I have two pieces that I can put, oops. I could put one over here, that. I could put one over here, because I only had that one piece, and again, just to stretch it out across the spread. One last thing I noticed, so for me, I always pay attention to like colors, and sometimes when I'm looking for like a header or some type of like sticker I can layer on top of another one, I usually will look at stickers like these, but sometimes like this one, they put like a pink on there. But say I didn't want that pink. I mean, this is something else that, it's so minor, but it's something else that if the color is right for here, I would just trim that off. And I feel like that looks so much nicer than having that little tiny little piece of sticker on the side. And then I would just layer this, because the pink wouldn't have gone with this little cluster. So now I have a cute little teal green header. Do this for there. All right, I know this looks all over the place, but those are all of my little sticker hacks that I wanted to go over for this video. Hopefully I was able to give you some good little tips and tricks on how to hack your stickers. If you did, please let me know down in the comments. If you have any other sticker hack type ideas, let me know too. And I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button. And I hope to see you all in the next one.